All right, so we're joined from Atlanta by my man, Lawrence Ellis, founder of Nevora AI, one of the most interesting business concepts we have ever had on this platform. We thank you so much for joining us today. This is our entrepreneurship class here at Velma Jackson High School. I've got a room full here with me, and we're recording this for all of our friends in Madison County schools, Madison Central, Ridgeland High School, Germantown High School, the Academic Options Center, and our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for joining us to talk about this very, very cool business today.
No problem. I appreciate you for having me, man. Thank you so much. Anytime I get the time to talk about AI in my business, I absolutely love it because it's something I'm doing every single day. So I might as well talk about it.
Yeah, and it's not going anywhere, and you found a way to make a great business out of it. So, but just give us a little background. You are originally from Ohio, went to Kent State University. Your degree has nothing to do with AI, and it has nothing to do with business. So, just take us through that through that process.
Well, I mean, healthcare is something that's always going to be there. So I got a biology degree, and then I decided, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go into that field. And after working in that field a little bit, it has its ups and downs. But one thing that always stayed true to me ever since I was little, like I've always played with technology. Like even when I was younger, my PS2 stopped working, and against my father's wishes, of course, I broke open my PS2 to clean the eye so it could continue working instead of asking him to buy me another PS2. Like I remember when YouTube first came on the scene. Like I was on YouTube like watching videos in like 2004 and 5 when the player was extremely ugly. So I've been in that field for the longest. So it's kind of been running parallel with like my education into with biology, and then I got to the point where I just wanted to start working for myself, and I saw a lane, and the rest has become history.
That's awesome. And now, tell us about that history because Nevora AI, one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and but I still really can't explain it because it is just so freaking high tech. Um,
Yes.
so So just obviously you taught us why you wanted to be an entrepreneur, but tell us how you got into this realm and what exactly Navora does.
So to take you back, so it's all started in 2022. 2022 is when ChatGPT hit the scene.
Yep.
I was on documented one of the first 1,000 users of ChatGPT on the
Oh,
scene.
cool.
So I got access to one of the groups that I'm in. I got access to it, started using it. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is really cool. Start using it for everyday things and just start asking questions, running it through like some SQL data, trying to run through some complex problems. And I'm like, okay, interesting. At that time, nobody knew anything about no knowledge bases, where they were getting the information from to compare or anything like that. So there started the whole AI journey within my mind. And then it started clicking, okay, how can I use this to solve real world problems? How can I use this to solve business problems? And how can this accelerate productivity? And that's where Nevora started to come into play from some trial and error, going through testing the ChatGPTs, the Geminis. Now we have Claude, all the other ones. Because even when ChatGPT came out, people don't know the ones that you didn't hear about. It was about like nine other replicas of ChatGPT that other people built. They just never were able to get that market share like ChatGPT has. And then so Navarre came to play, and Navarre, I like to look at myself as what I even call myself as your AI transformation partner. So even in 2025, even we're 3 years removed from the introduction of ChatGPT, and large language models, which is the ChatGPTs, Claude Geminis. A lot of people don't really know how to use it to benefit them within their business. So, as your
Correct.
AI transformation partner, I'm here to help you guide along the process. I like to look at Nevora as the first ever AI private equity firm. What private equity firms do is they go into businesses, generate revenue, help your business grow. I'm just using AI for that. So, Nevora is your AI private equity firm for businesses, local businesses, small to medium business owners and stuff.
Wow. Now I've had a chance to look at your website and we'll share it with everybody. But you guys do some pretty interesting cutting edge stuff. So talk about some of the services you offer because it is stuff I never would have even thought of that a business could use.
Oh yeah, so I'll tell you, it's a couple of them. So the first one that really jumps out to people is we provide voice agents for different companies. So that's literally a conversational AI calling you or you calling them, and it's literally speaking to you. And certain things that you say to it, it'll pick up on those keywords and it'll lead you down the path. So for instance, I built the voice agent for a restaurant. They call and make reservations. They say, hey, I would like to make a reservation at 7 on October 20th. Okay. It'll act like, all right, let me check real quick. Even though it has the information in its knowledge base with the database, it was just like, okay, let me check real quick. Okay, yeah, we can get you a reservation. Would you like the door? Would you like to see by the window? It'll check and see the person that they call in, that number or the email. Have they already called previously? Was there like history with the
Wow.
restaurant? Like what are their favorite things that they eat? Because it has a database off of what credit card with the reservation, the things that that person eat, things that they didn't like, and things as far as like, okay, last time your steak wasn't cooked to preparation like you specifically like. We'll make sure that that doesn't happen this time if you order the same meal. And then also going to like I know, great, but it sounds conversational. So of course it has like a 1 to 2 second pause, but it's not like press one for press two, none of that, none of that. And also we build a lot of automations for businesses that take them through their whole process of their business from when a lead comes in to the next thing, emails to follow up on that lead, from whenever that lead has to do next as far as like purchasing the product, getting another ad sent out. It all just depends on the certain company's business, and we build up automations from top to bottom for companies that are even from the 10,000 employees down to 10 employees.
Yeah, and something you did that was on there I thought was so cool is if you created avatars of some of these people.
That is the fun. So I have a, I'm not, I'm here to tell you, Greg, I have a gift and a curse with that. I don't like it as much because the AI avatars is cool. As far as for marketing, it's beautiful. I've built out full campaigns for products, for avatars. Like literally, I could take you, Greg, Holt, and whatever product you're trying to sell, and we can make a full campaign around it. The only thing I don't like necessarily about it is we have a lot of you've seen the videos of Michael Jackson and the WWE and everything like that. Like that serves no purpose. Like, it's just cool videos. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, it's cute. It doesn't serve any purpose. And then my whole thing with AI, if we're using these resources with the energy, electricity, it has to serve a purpose to move your business forward or humanity
There you go.
forward. And making videos of Tupac and BIG in a wrestling match fighting each other, that doesn't really serve a purpose. It's cool from right then and there, but you're
Yeah.
gonna watch it. You might talk to somebody else about it, and then that literally is it. But the resources that it used to create that, those were used. That has a environmental impact. So that's the only thing that I don't like about those avatars.
Yeah.
And then plus it's getting so mainstream and widespread. People are just creating, it'd be cute to see a polar bear do a cartwheel and front flip off of a car. What are we doing?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because I think that's important for teenagers because we all know social media has teenagers in a chokehold, and, and
Hmm.
and social media definitely can be used positively. I mean, look at all the companies that have used it to their advantage, and to all the people that have used it to their advantage. But like you mentioned, when you're creating things in a business, you can't be so eat up with what you want or what you think is cool or what you think is funny. At the end of the day, you've got to make what the client wants. So that
Exactly.
customer service aspect is never going to go away. So you could be the most skilled AI person on the planet, but if you don't have those customer service skills to be able to meet a customer and be able to communicate and be able to sell and say, "Look, here's what we can do for you. How do you want this?" It's all for nothing because at the end of the day, you need the customer more than the customer needs you.
And that's great that you spoke about that customer service. Because one thing I learned, even from coming over to biology, in this world, business never changed. Only the tools of business change. So understanding how business flows, understand how revenue is generated, understanding what clients want, understand what customers want, that clients, customers specifically want, and how they interact. All of that has never changed and will never change in the time that we are on Earth. Business will always remain the same. The tools for that business change. So AI is just another tool to be implemented into business to get closer to that success. And so when you learn business, if you understand business, even with because they say AI is a bubble right now, even if the AI bubble pops and then it's AGI, it's just another tool that's going to be on top of that business foundation that you built, and you can use that foundation to move wherever route you go. So I focused on learning business because biology, not business, but learning how businesses actually move, how they generate revenue, how they eliminate churn, how they bounce back from churn when it's time to sell. If you're building your business to sell or you're building your business for a legacy, those are two separate things, and how you set up your business and how you set up the organizational foundation. So,
Yeah. That's a great point because some people start a business to make money, other ones start it to pass down to their kids. That is a fantastic point, and everybody's different, and there's no right or wrong answer to that. It really depends on your personal preference and and what you want to do and how you want to how you want to live your life. And I'm not
exactly.
I don't try to convince people either way. Now, and along the same lines, I've noticed on the website you have several packages, so and they're all priced differently, and it's really cool. You spell out exactly what you get when you're paying for this. And I think one of the biggest mistakes a lot of young entrepreneurs make is they don't charge enough because they're in the teenage mindset of, oh, I can't afford this, so why should I charge that much? You have to look at, the word I always use is perceived value. You're not ripping people off, but you're saying, hey, you're really getting this. You're getting a bang for your buck. If you can offer more and maybe do a little bit more, you can charge a little bit more. So, uh, obviously in your field, you're going to charge more than a lot of other businesses, but you're going to be able to back that up by giving them a whole line of things that they don't even have to worry about.
Right. I always look at price as one, how much revenue can it generate for said company? So if I'm creating something for you and I'm charging you, let's say $5,000, right? But that generates revenue. That's $5,000 for the month, but it generates $35,000 as first revenue for the month. You're still coming off as far as like $3,000, and it's if it's worth it. And if you didn't have that tool in place, how much is it costing you? So you have to look at that gap right then and there. And then
Absolutely.
also, you don't want to shortchange yourself. I understand there's a market value. It's no real price on the market for certain services. It's just perceived price, as you say. How do you perceive or how do you present your services? Is it high ticket? Is it low ticket? Is it luxury? Is it value? How do you present yourself with that? So I understand also if you're getting your first clients, let me just get my foot in the door and then the market will dictate the price and everything like that. I get that for your first or second client and then building your SOPs off of that and just learning how you're gonna take some bumps and bruises. Trust me, I have as well. I've refunded when I first started off. I refunded clients their whole retainer before because hey, I messed up. Hey, it happens. It's going to happen. But just after that, set your price. And as long as you have that perceived value, people are going to meet you at that price and stand on your price. Don't give them, we could go into sales calls in a whole nother place, but don't give them the option to make your value cheaper. Hey, my
Yeah.
price is 5,000 for ABC. That's what it is. We could get into a payment plan, but whatever that is, you're going to get to that 5,000 for ABC. You can probably go if you want to go with somebody else that's cheaper, that's okay with you, whatever. But when you come back to me in 30 days after seeing that it not only did it cost you time, it cost you money, and you were trying to teach somebody on a system that didn't work and the foundation was backed up. Now we're back here again in year five. You're out you're in the hole. So we should have just let's just skip all of that. Let's sign a contract right now and let's get to it.
Love it. Now, one thing I like to talk about, especially with tech people, and the media loves to say that high schools are pushing everybody to go to college, and that is just false. I have a plethora of plans in this room with here with me right now. Some of them want to go to college, some of them are on the fence, some of them maybe just want to do community college and get a certification. But tech, especially in the
Mhm.
AI world, this is not necessarily a business to get into where you would need the college degree. Now, if you still want to go to college and get that degree for the experience, by all means, we aren't discouraging that. But we have a lot of kids that say, look, I just want to get the certification, start hustling, and start making money. This is a field where if you can learn the skills now, maybe learn some of these programs, you can get certifications. We have a IT program here in our own school district where they can get IT certifications before they ever graduate high school. They can get a lot of robotics and engineering certifications before they ever graduate high school. So the tech field is unlike so many others in that it doesn't necessarily need a degree in order to be something you can turn into a very lucrative business.
So I'm not knocking college. And I'm sure if you want to be a doctor, you kind of got to go to
Oh,
college.
yeah, big time.
But for like the tech industry, this is what I would say for someone right now. I even said this to my cousin's son. He's 12. Right now, in this time in history, even I had my cousin buy his son a couple of subscriptions for some ChatGPT, Claude, like NAN and making stuff like that, just so he could start building and lovable. Right now, in time in history, even if you're in high school young, if you know how to operate a keyboard, a mouse, and you have a little bit of competency, you can start building and failing extremely fast with AI. And the quicker you fail, the quicker you succeed. You don't need I'm you're going to see the ads for get your certification in ChatGPT AI. All of those ads, all those certifications are BS. I'm saying it right here. Those don't matter. There's somebody else just trying to sell you something. Those certifications don't matter. They're not gatekeeping more knowledge. They don't matter. You can go on YouTube. It's 150,000 videos showing you how to do the prompt engineering, how to create avatars, how to create automations in either Make or NAN. All of those are free. You get you a couple of subscriptions, you can fail extremely fast every single night for a whole week. But you know that next week you can possibly build that app that could generate over $1 billion. You can literally be a one man $1 million one or woman, sorry, one man, one person, $1 million business by the time you graduate ninth, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, just if you lock in. The barrier entry has never been so low, and it just literally is off of effort, curiosity, and just put in the time in right now. You don't need, you're gonna see the ads for certifications from all these colleges. Harvard has one, Yale has one, generative AI certification. None of those matter. They just look pretty. They don't even matter. You can literally start building stuff on your own, build up a resume, and while you're in high school, you could put your resume out there and be like, "Whoa, you know how to use AI?" Your local business will hire you in high school to use AI just for you could generate the automations for whatever they need in their business, just for generative tasks. I mean, administrative tasks, just like when emails come in, literally put them in their whole workflow or send out regular email. You can literally do this right now. You could talk. I know in high school I just play basketball and then play games. So I had time. If I had this in high school, oh my God. I'll literally be building, I'll probably put out like at least 10 apps every single week and just test. So
Yeah, and for for kids that maybe want to start out learning the field and then go on their own, I've had tech professionals on this same platform tell me out of their own mouth, I don't care if you have a degree. I just want to know that you can work the programs. So it really is depending on what you want to do. So if people still want to go to college, get the computer science degree, the AI degree, by all means, there's some great programs and also great community college programs. But for kids that are on the fence, this is not something you have a huge barrier of entry on. I could not agree more, and I'm so glad that you agree with me on that.
yeah, no, you right now. I even have it's so crazy you said that. I'm starting a series with my daughter. My daughter's 5, right? We're literally gonna sit down and she's gonna tell me when she wants in her app, and I'm gonna build it right then and there with her. Like that's how crazy it is right now. She's just gonna tell me, and I'm just gonna type it up. So like, it's gonna be unicorn and rainbows and mermaids or something like that flying. But literally, it's gonna be what she wants, and I'm going to build it right there with her just to show her that the creation process is so easy right now. Like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Now, before I get to their questions, and they got some good ones, the one last thing I want to talk about is, and we talked about customer service, but and I know they get sick of me talking about this, but I just think this is my soapbox. How we got a lot of talent. I got a lot of talent in this room with me right now. A lot of smart kids, already some great business ideas. But at the end of the day, you've got to be able to talk, communicate, and sell. Even if you are a technical company, you've got to talk to clients. You've got to talk to people that don't know jack crap about AI and explain what you're doing. So, how
Mhm.
important is it to learn those verbal communication skills right now? Walk in a room and introduce yourself. Say, hey, here's what I can do for you. Here's how much it costs, and here's what you're going to get from it.
I would say the number one greatest human characteristic right now is learning sales. Now, when you first hear sales, you think of I'm selling you the service or product. but also you're selling yourself. You're selling your own personality. You're selling yourself to the room, just like how you said. And that comes from whenever you're speaking to someone, learning their pay points, learning how you can help them, learning how you can help either aid their business or whatever, and just learning how to speak and feel and garner the room, learning how when you say a certain thing, that tone and temperature of how what they're in a room it dropped a little bit, so learning how to pick it back up so you could be on the same level again. So you could drive them to the being the eagerness of the sale or the eagerness of getting you hired or the eagerness of moving to an event. Sales is the one thing that is constant in your life when you're speaking to people, whether you know it or not. And it's not just like, hey, I'm trying you buy the Snickers bar. It's literally, I'm a good person. I need you to believe that. I'm selling you that. So even with the conversations that we have. So when you say customer service, like being nice, being able to be friend and literally read in the room, that communication is something that I will blame some of it on COVID because we were a lot of people weren't communicating at that time, but it's something you have to literally be out in the world and speaking to people and different people, or even not even be out in the world, just having that face-to-face interaction and able to
Yeah.
talk and seeing like, oh, I just said that. And I felt that Greg just kind of slumped his shoulders a little bit. Okay, let me move over to this. Like those cues you pick up on the more and more you speak to people, the more and more you see people. Those things just don't happen just like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I do have some questions from the students, and
Okay.
these are really good. This first one is Kaylin Bullock. She's in ninth grade, and she asked, "What is the most problematic issue you have gone through when dealing with AI?"
Problematic issue we're going through with dealing AI is one servers. Servers sometimes when you interacting with them and I don't control any servers yet, so those limits will be overblown and then like it'll push back on my work a little bit. Um, the constant change of AI, and sometimes you get the shiny tool syndrome, because like I said, first it was ChatGPT, then it was Gemini, then it's Claude. You got OpenAI. You have so many different ones, so you're just in your mind, you're just thinking like, okay, maybe I need to use this new tool. And it's kind of don't. That's one of the things I help people with is just making sure that you use the right tools to generate money and you don't keep following. And literally that moral aspect of AI, I hate to say it, AI destroying the world. I deal with that every single day. And um, but I will say it's some light in the middle of the tunnel. It's a woman that I follow. I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now, but she's literally building a non-resource consuming LLM. So she's building a chat GPT that doesn't use any water, that use minimal amount of electricity. She's building it right now in real time.
That's
Now,
incredible.
that's depending on how far she goes, that's a little scary because if you know anything about big business, open AI is a whole ecosystem that feeds into each other that with billions, and that's really big business. So if she comes in and this is a big hit, that eliminates over almost $3 trillion worth of market.
Dang.
So I hope
Well,
I answered your question.
I like this one. This is Shateria Hannon. She's in 10th grade, and she asked, "How do you handle business competition and show that your business stands out?"
That's a really good question. It is competition, but the thing with AI right now, well, I would just say, all right, as a whole, I focus on my message and I focus on my core value that I'm trying to deliver to said client in whichever business. So I take it for instance, let's just say a general business, not even mine. If we're using pressure washer, I have a pressure washing business, okay?
Oh, cool.
And I'm focusing on the delivered message. Say one of the pain points is that in said region, the pressure washers, the customers, their driveways don't get cleaned because it's cold, it's not too much snow, but literally nobody services them after hours or something like that. I would literally dive in and nail in on that specific pain point, whatever specific pain point it is, and try to drive home and market to that specific pain point. Because think about whatever business, whatever pain points it is, and you could go through AI and get 5, 10, 20 different pain points. Each pain point has a market share for that specific pain point. And you dial into that, you're niching down. Being broad, you make some money, but you don't make a lot of money. When you niche down as plain as possible, it might be a little harder, but you're making the most money. You're becoming that go-to person. So
There you go.
whatever company it is, when you niche down and focus on that specific pain point of your customer, it doesn't matter what the competition in the field is doing. You specifically are that person for
Wow.
that pain point.
That is a great point. I got time for two more. This is Zayden
Okay.
Mann. He's in ninth grade, and he asked, "This is a great question. I'm glad he's thinking about this." He asked, "What are the biggest limitations to AI, and how do you keep people's private information safe?"
So certain things I use for ChatGPT. As far as like personal information, I have a server that I keep specifically in my house. No one has access to it. It's not even online. So that's one of the main things. Like, for instance, healthcare has been slow to adopt AI because of the HEPA things, and then like
Yeah.
laws and stuff like that. But for a law firm, I built them a local server within their office. So even if they're using ChatGPT, they're using ChatGPT on that server. It's not connected to the internet. And they can go through different files, they could go through different cases, and they don't have the access. ChatGPT or no third party is going in and looking on their data. And I'm glad you're thinking about that. I will say building a server locally on your computer or a laptop, it doesn't take that much resources, and you could build it's a look up Olama on Google. I mean on YouTube. Look up Olama servers on YouTube, and then you could go down that rabbit hole, and you could build your own local server within that afternoon, and you'll be completely secure. But
Wow.
things like that, I would suggest that if you have a sense of security, because these are different companies that we're giving information to. These are different companies that you're giving like your mirror of your life to, of like asking different questions. But if you really want your data to be secure so only you understand it, you can build your own local server on your laptop, on your computer, or even locally in the cloud that only you control. And you can have access to ChatGPT, Gemini, all different types of LLMs just within that server, and then you could put in the information for it.
Wow. Well, I got one more, and this is Avery Harris. She's in 10th grade, one of our champion archers. She is
Okay.
straight Katniss Everdeen with a bow and arrow. She asked, "What are the future goals for your company?"
Future goals for the company. Well, my company number one goal is to sell it. That's my number one goal, is to sell my company. I'm building it to sell. I'm not building it for longevity. I'm in a mindset. You build a company, you sell it, then you build another one and then sell it. So that's where I'm going with Nevora. As far as myself per se, I would like, and I see myself speaking more and more about AI across the country and across the stages. I really do love speaking to the youth. I don't know if I told you this, but I spoke at Inroads, their conference, to the
Oh,
youth,
wow.
about AI. And I really like speaking because I feel like right now, especially with certain demographics, AI is not being utilized. It's being utilized for different, like we was talking earlier, Tupac and Biggie fighting in WAV, but we're not. It's not being used for. Let me generate this idea. Let me use AI to see how I could generate or better help my school's workflow when it comes to
There you go.
when it comes to something, as far as like how emails are being sent out, how notifications are being sent out, how news are getting from teacher to the parent, from student to parent, or even with using it effectively to learn in my school. Like, I know that people are kind of against using AI in school, but I don't think you should be against using AI in school. I think you should be more so open to it, but I think you should be more so asking the student, why did they ask AI this question?
Yeah.
What's the critical thinking behind it? Or like learning, why did you use this prompt, and having them explain that. That is my whole aspect of it. I don't think we're
Yeah.
utilizing it
Yeah,
the right
I'm
way
with
at
you. We
all.
actually used a lot of them used AI to create their mission and vision statements, to write their executive summaries, to write their code of ethics, and all that's fine. And that's actually something that I found out that's extremely common. That is
Hmm.
something that a lot of startups are doing. Because look, you can say, once it gives you something, you can rearrange a few words to make it fit your business. It's not hard. So I'm with you on that. It definitely can be. Oh, somebody's trying to get on screen.
Oh yeah, my daughter's on fall break, so she'll be running around here soon.
Love it. Well, we're almost out of time, and we thank you so much for joining us. But a couple things before we go. First of all, Nevora.io is the website. That's Nevora.io. All of your social media handles are on there. Really cool stuff you're putting out. Anywhere else, whether you have it in your
I
stuff.
just have everything there. Have my Instagram there, Twitter or X, whatever you want to say. I have all that there. So yeah, you literally emails there. You want to reach out. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or drop me an email. I can even give you links to provide you in the right place. Point you in the right place. You say, hey, I want to learn how to start building apps from scratch and start putting them out. Hey, watch this YouTube series. Watch this YouTube series. Come back to me in 2 weeks. Like literally that serious. Like literally that simple. Just like anyone that's curious right now, this is the best time to be curious. And
Yeah,
I would love that.
and I'll definitely get you in contact with my friend too in Tampa, Dr. Ora Tanner, founder of Black Unicorn Education AI down there in Florida. Love to get y'all connected. But the last thing before we go is
I love it.
like we said, AI isn't going anywhere. But whether somebody wants to get into AI or not, because every business can't be an AI business. Why should these kids start learning these entrepreneurial skills in high school right now?
I feel like they should start learning it right now because no matter what, you have to learn how to be self-sustainable. If anything is more prevalent right now, there's no security in job security. I'm letting you know that right now. Anybody can be cut. Anybody. So learning how to fend for yourself, learning how to go from $0 to $1 on your own is a very efficient skill right now in the world. That is one of the best skills to learn right now in entrepreneur. Learning how to go from 0 to $1 without having to get a job or anything. Just learning those basics right now because in the next 10 years, things are going to look a little different. I won't say little, very different, and they're going to be very scary. So, being an entrepreneur right now is probably the best and the only way you can have job security, to be honest. I hate to say
No. Well, you know, we don't pull any punches in here. We always keep it real.
it.
So, again, we just thank you so much for making some time for us. Again, Nevora.io, my man, Lawrence Ellis, founder of Nevora, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me, Greg. Loved it.
I talk to you soon, buddy.
All right.